bird's first flight. A little bird lived in a nest high on the branch of a tall tree. Every morning it watched other birds spread their wings and soared freely across the bright blue sky. They flew over rivers, forests, and mountains, singing happily as they disappeared into the clouds. The little bird dreamed of flying too. It imagined what it would feel like to touch the clouds, glide with the wind, and explore the beautiful world beyond the nest. But whenever it stood at the edge of the nest and looked down, its tiny heart filled with fear. The ground seemed too far away, its wings felt too weak, and its legs trembled. Every day it would take a small step forward, then quickly step back. Its mother noticed the fear in its eyes. She gently sat beside her and said, "My dear, unless you try, you will never know your wings. They were not made to stay in the nest forever. They were made to fly." The little bird wanted to believe those words, but fear was stronger than courage. Days passed. One by one, the other young birds learned to fly. They returned every evening with joyful songs and exciting stories about rivers, forests, waterfalls, and endless skies. The little bird listened quietly, wishing it had the courage to join them. Then, one afternoon, dark clouds gathered overhead. Strong winds swept through the forest. The branches waved from side to side, and the nest began to shake violently. Before the little bird could understand what was happening, it slipped and fell. For a moment, everything became silent. The little bird closed its eyes, convinced it was about to hit the ground. But suddenly, its wings moved. Once, twice, again and again. It flapped with all the strength it had. Slowly, the fall became a glide. The glide became a flight. The little bird opened its eyes and realized it wasn't failing anymore. It was flying. The same wind that had once frightened it was now lifting it higher into the sky. It flew above the tall trees, over sparkling rivers, across green forests, and beneath the golden sunlight. The fear that had lived in its heart disappeared, replaced by confidence, joy, and freedom. At that moment, the little bird understood what its mother had meant all along. Fear had never been its wings, it had only been its mind. From that day onward, one little bird flew proudly across the forest, singing happily wherever it went. Its story inspired other young birds who were afraid to leave their nests. Watching from the branch, the mother smiled with pride. She knew that her little bird's first flight had become its first victory. Moral of the story: fear often exists only in our minds, not in our abilities. We can never discover our true potential until we dare to take the first step. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is choosing to move forward despite it. Every successful journey begins one brave decision. Don't let fear keep you trapped in your comfort zone. Believe in yourself, trust your strengths, and embrace new challenges. No risk, no reward. Your greatest victory may be waiting just beyond your biggest fear. Thank you for watching.